to start recording again. Salman, this is just going to keep going on. Please solve this, rather than tolerate it. It's ridiculous that now the only potential routes forward are people suggesting like basic, like, where do we go from here? What do you think I've been doing for 9 months, except considering the long-term consequences of what I'm doing? Everyone just seeks to tell me about the basics. Yes, I know this is expensive. I know it's like vastly expensive. I know it's unusual. I know all of these things. In possession of this knowledge, I've made a decision. Why are you going to keep telling me things that I already know? I need, categorically, company and money for a short time, not forevermore. Please help me find this immediately, not just false promises of what may happen or what. Either get me this or get me a lawyer. Two very black and white, simple outcomes: money and or a lawyer. It's just so simple. It's not convoluted. It's not difficult. It's simple. It's angry, but it's simple. No one is engaging with simplicity because of the anger. Their problem, not mine.
I think out of those things, the only thing I can offer is my company.
That's not true, Salman. You can offer your company, but you can also regularly, as I've asked many other people to do, you can just grow a pair. I know you've been a very, very good person, but any person involved here can just go, you know what, I am taking personal responsibility for this. I trust my friend, and even though his parents don't, I'm going to continually, whatever may come, fight his corner. And I trust him. He will do what he's saying he's going to do, and they won't listen to him, so I'm going to do it on his behalf. That's what I need. If you won't do it, get me a lawyer who'll do it. But why do I have to get advocates to speak on my behalf?
There's nothing more I can do in terms of getting
That's
through
not
your parents.
true.
I spoke to your parents. The fact that they've given you £30,000 already,
Salman, just, sorry.
Like, for them to give you more
I
money on top of that.
know, sorry, just, again, you're saying words which are inaccurate. You're saying there's nothing I can do. That is factually incorrect. There are many things you can do. What you're saying is you've tried things that were and weren't successful, and that there are things that you could continue trying. Saying to me, I've done everything, I can't do anything else, is wrong!
Well, in terms of getting money from your parents, I would say yes.
Yes, okay, that's one of many options. But
I'm trying to help you with your...
Yes, okay.
Well.
Helping me, telling me basic considerations that I've already considered, despite your best intentions, is not helping me. It is the opposite of help.
The sooner we can do the Unum claim, the sooner we can...
No, Salman, the sooner I can speak to a lawyer, the sooner. Please stop imposing a reality on my reality. I know
But you keep saying, tell me what to do.
I know exactly what I need, and I keep telling people. Salman, call her tomorrow. She's called Suzanne Quinn. She works for Legal Services Agency.
Taking a note of that just now.
As if this is news to you. February was the first time that I started putting that information out to my support network. As if you are only just learning this information now. As if a lawyer will establish that, from my perspective, I've done all the right things, that the support network failed is a crime. That's why I need to see a lawyer. The support network at any time could go, holy shit, we've done wrong. Don't call the lawyers. We'll tidy this up for ourselves. Do I see the support network admitting any fault whatsoever? No. I see every single person doing one thing, which is to tell me they had good intentions.
I'll admit I'm wrong.
Just admitting you're wrong doesn't help me though.
I know it doesn't, but you're saying no one's willing to do that. I've told you that before. I've admitted openly, even at the train station.
Okay.
I said, look, I've done wrong.
Yeah.
I could have done things better.
That's great, Salman. That's
but
great.
There's parts, there's things, situations, honestly, I don't know how to deal with them.
I know, but I hear you. You admitting fault is great. I need you to urge other people to do the same thing. What is the problem here is that other people will not admit fault. Now, well done you for admitting fault. I've also admitted fault on a number of occasions. It has made us both a better person. These other people refusing to admit fault is the cause of my problem. If I have to prosecute them in order for them to admit fault, I will, but that is ultimately unnecessary because admitting fault is something that any of us can do at all times. The reason, categorically, why I am in distress is because I have been presenting evidence in support of my position and nobody has gone, this evidence means that I'm wrong. No one! I'm being the recipient of the information. Every single person has said that my pursuit and my decisions are wrong. I dispute this with evidence. These other people have made a conclusion that isn't supported by evidence. I'm not going to be in a position where I'm told to accept the truth that isn't supported by evidence when I have evidence to support a different truth. I just won't. No, you wouldn't expect the same from anybody. If you can help me fix that, I don't need to see a lawyer. But no one's helping me fix that. As such, I need to seek a lawyer. It's up to you, Salman. You are an adult. You are capable of managing this situation. You're in possession of information. You can't force people to do anything, but you can utilise the aptitudes that you have acquired over the years, and you can encourage people. If you can't, please find me a lawyer. Except, I've been saying this for a long time. If this was news to people, I wouldn't be adopting this tone. I'm only adopting this tone because I've been saying the same thing for months. Months! I wasn't always this angry. I am this angry, and I'm going to continue being this angry until I speak to somebody who will support my position. That is it. So if you can do anything other than resolve my situation, go home, please. Advising me on my situation, what advice do you hope to give to somebody who has been advising themselves in isolation for 9 months? None of your advice is welcome, whoever you are, until you've heard my point of view. Once you've heard my point of view, I very much seek your advice. Until that due process has been followed, no. And it's the same. It would be the same. If I were to come to you and be like, hey Salman, based on all this shit I didn't consider, here's my advice on how you should live your life, I imagine you'd be offended. You know, you wouldn't be as angry as I am, but you'd be offended. Yeah, this builds up. And this has built up over a lifetime, and it's very much built up since the point I started saying the word nervous breakdown in November! Nervous breakdown. How many fucking clues do people need? Nervous breakdown! 24 hours, I either need tens of thousands of pounds or a lawyer. I don't see you doing either of these things. I see you just listening to me. I can shout at the wall. You don't need to be here. If you're going to help me get a lawyer or some money, please do. If you're not, then just go.
I took her name, I'll call her tomorrow. Suzanne Quinn, Legal Services, Legal Aid.
Okay, thank you. I'd really appreciate that, but
I know it's not your preferred choice, mate, but I've spoke to your parents, and again, when it comes to, see, the difficulty with, I would say from my perspective, is because for me it's kind of morally and religiously, see, it's, so for me to kind of fight your court 100%, it's not possible, unfortunately. It just goes against my own morals.
I just think
I don't disagree with what you feel.
I hear you. I just think that's really, really shit, because if I had any kind of, like, faith, I don't, but if I did...
But I want to do everything else I can.
I hear you, but ultimately, if I were to have a faith, my faith, whatever that faith would be, would ultimately respect another person's creed. What you're saying to me is... Your religion dictates that my creed is unacceptable. No,
you've misunderstood.
But it is, because...
No, that's fine.
Because
I think we'll probably need to leave it at that, mate. Honestly, it's
okay,
just
alright,
so many times you've made your own.
I'm sorry.
It's not fair.
I'm sorry. I don't want to call out your religion as well. It's just more just like I need somebody to consider things from my perspective other than me. That's it. Like, a lawyer is probably the best person to help me do this. It's just that, given that I know about 1,000 people who are all capable of considering things in full from my perspective, I don't need to speak to a lawyer, because any one of these people could, for a short time, just spend time with me, understanding in full what I'm going through and financing it. Any of you people could do this, or you could do it cumulatively. Because you haven't done this, I now wish to speak to a lawyer. However, this is still rescuable if you and the other people were to just start talking to one another. But because you don't talk to one another, you only ever talk to me, just make a decision for yourself. You know what my situation is. All of you know what my situation is, and the reason for this is because I've been telling everybody the same information for 9 months. So you all know I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, I have no friends, I have no job, I have no routine. There's no restrictions on my time, or you know where I am, you know what I'm doing, you know what my plans are. Work around the information that is not changing and not going away. That's what I need you lot to do. And I've needed you lot to do it for a long time. You haven't done it. You can do it. But even now, you're not doing it. As such, lawyer, again, within 24 hours, you could go, you know what, there's no need to contact a lawyer because I'm an adult and I'm in possession of a phone book and I can call not just his parents, but I could maybe seek to contact some of his... I don't know. There are many different options. Every time I speak to somebody with a proposal, their immediate response is, I'm going to present fault. Fault here, fault here, fault here, fault here, fault here. Why does nobody ever go, I'm just going to try and make what you're suggesting work, and if it doesn't work, I'll report back. Immediately, before even considering what I've had to say, I observe the response from everybody to be immediate criticism, immediate doubt, immediate problem solving. Now, I've done a lot of that problem solving in anticipation of what I'm suggesting. It's stupid. It's like saying to somebody, it's like, I've read this book, based on this book, I have a suggestion. And this person to be like, well, I've read the first chapter of this book and I disagree. Can you read the whole book before offering your opinion? Please. I'm going out of my mind because I'm saying the same thing to the same people who aren't working with the information. tolerate the information till the end of time, all you're doing is damaging me. There's no point in tolerating it. If you're going to act on it, I'd love you to act on it. But if you're not going to act on it, please just go home, Salman, because I don't want to shout at people who aren't going to do things. I know what I need. It dismays me that no one's helping me get what I need. If you can't help me get what I need, I must speak to a lawyer, but I really feel this is avoidable. Please help me. And again, all you're going to do is suggest ways in which what I'm suggesting can't work. You're not going to come to me with ways in which you're going to suggest it might work. You're just going to point out things, risks, dangers that I've already considered. You're going to do this. I know you're going to do this. Sorry to shout, but this is what everybody does. When I present them with a plan, they just go verbatim. I was asked today, what might a lawyer do for you? That is the first and only question anybody would ask themselves upon considering seeking a lawyer. For that person to ask that question to me, it's like, what ultimately have you achieved here? You have just said the first thought that came into your head. Well done. I should be more kind and considerate and be like, he's just processing information. It's cool. I shouldn't give him a hard time. But on the receiving end of 9 months of this, I've lost my patience. I'm sorry. Fucking hell.
I think as far as it comes to persuading your parents for more money, I think I need to honestly watch my professional position as well. Although I've always been here on a personal capacity, I can't be in a position where they look and they think, right, his manager is asking us for money.
This is why people...
So I can't go on record doing
know,
that, if that makes sense.
again,
I mean, I'm on video now, you know.
I hear you, Salman. Again, I'm sorry to cut you off. It's just, people are, for their own comfort, the only reason that we're separating you into, like, I know you have a position of responsibility and power and all these things, but the only reason that people keep putting people into defined roles and positions is because we choose this to be the case. It doesn't need to be the case. Any one of us is human. I've been calling out for humanity for a long time. I have not received humanity. Humanity can come in many different forms. The most basic form of humanity is to keep somebody company. If you can't keep somebody company, you can keep them company by virtue of trusting them to do what they would do. You know, because they can't be around people, they're doing something else, trusting that instead. Many people have told me they trust me, but unless they support what I'm doing, that is not the case. These are all liars. They might not mean to lie, but they are saying something that is false. I've endured 9 months of people telling me things which don't stand up to evidence. I wish to present this evidence to many of these people who won't engage with it. Because these people won't engage with the evidence, I need to speak to a lawyer. If at any point any of these people were to engage with evidence of their own wrongdoing, no lawyers are necessary, because everybody refuses to accept that they might be wrong about my life. My life! Remember what we're talking about. My life, my recovery, my processing of grief and trauma. I consider one person alive has the right to an opinion on how that is done. Me! Same standard applies to everybody. Every single person I've spoken to has sought to tell me how I should process grief. How old were you when you first lost a loved one?
I've lost loved ones throughout my life, but not as close as you did, as early as you did. So I can't compare.
Right. I was 15 months old. 15 months old. Had I been allowed to come to terms with that, maybe it wouldn't have caused so much damage. But I wasn't. And that was death number one. Right? 15 months old, just feral, left to deal with it on my own. What you're dealing with is the product of society's choice to do that. I was a child. Whoever was involved, I was a child. I was damaged and they ignored me for a long time. They are not going to ignore me anymore. Lawyer!
I'll phone her first thing in the morning.
Please do,
I
Salman.
think I need to go just now.
I think you do.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry to shout at you.
Let me
but
just take this call. My wife's calling.
yeah. Thank you for coming round.
Fine.
But I wasn't.
I'm okay. Yeah. I'm just leaving now. Yeah. I'm leaving now. Okay. Nice.
All I want to observe. I wasn't angry before I met up with my friend Gary. And I wasn't angry before I met up with you. And I wasn't angry before I spoke to my parents. All of these recent furies have been after somebody claiming to help me has turned up and has displayed the exact same behavioural pattern, which has to be treat me like I'm about to explode. When I do explode, all they have to offer is, I meant well. It's the same response from every single human being I've ever known.
I agree with you, so I don't want to add to that anymore.
So
I'll
if you don't want to add to it, you can either change your behaviour, encourage other people to do the same, or find a lawyer who will encourage them to do so. Because ultimately, people must change their behaviour as I have changed my own. That is the only way out of this. Everyone is saying here that I need to change my behaviour and they don't need to change theirs. No, we all need to change all of our behaviours. That is the only way out of this. I'm not doing this alone anymore. Salman, I really just... Please go.
Okay.
I thank you for coming. I really do.
Okay.
But unless you're going to help me, help being, you know, giving me actually what I want, please don't tell me you're helping me. You're aiding me. And actually, you're insufficiently aiding me.
Okay.
And I regret, yet again, allowing somebody to insufficiently aid me. If you can help me, you are welcome. Whoever you are. But if you're going to aid me, you are killing me. Bit by bit.
Just to give my final piece there is, I can give you company. You know, I'm there when you need company, and I can get you a lawyer. But in terms of supporting your kind of funding for the drug unfortunately I can't.
Don't worry, Salman. Everybody needs to accept. I will. Just look at all the possessions. If I have to pawn things, I will. I will fund it. I will fund it. I will fund my pursuit. I will fund my pursuit. Don't tell me about the concepts of funding my pursuit. I will do it. Either help me do it, or get the fuck out of my way. It's just fund my pursuit, or find me a lawyer who can help me fund my pursuit. That's it. Or encourage other people to fund my pursuit. That's just fund my pursuit is the only way in which you can help me. Fund my pursuit. And trust in me. If you won't do it, if my family won't do it, if my employer won't do it, then I need to speak to a lawyer. However, considering I've tried repeatedly for 9 months to contact all of these people to get them to fund me, I really don't see why I'm speaking to a lawyer. However, despite all of my best attempts, nothing has happened. As such, I need to speak a lawyer. This is not my fault. I've done everything I can. You can undo this situation immediately by just taking a bit of responsibility out with your normal managerial societal role and just being like, I am just going to personally be like, I back this person's intentions and will support him forthwith because he's not a bad person, and whoever comes at him has to come through me first. I've said the very same thing. Anyone who seeks to attack Mark must come to speak to me first. Mark has agreed with this. Like, any lawyer, psychiatrist, anyone seeking to cast doubt on his character has got to come to speak to me first. They just have to. I have offered to do that for him. He feels safe as a result. He's getting better as a result. No one's done that for me. Just said, whatever may come, I have your back. I will support you, and I will urge anyone else who's doubting you to just shut up and listen. I've done that for Mark. I've done it for a number of other people because other people did it for me. And when I ask for the same favour back, all I get is people telling me what you're saying cannot happen. Well, not only can it happen, I've seen it happen many times. I've also demonstrated it myself many times. So what do you mean it can't happen? Again, me just being told to accept a truth without even the basic consideration of evidence. It's infantilizing behaviour. If you subject somebody to infantilizing behaviour for an entire lifetime, let alone 9 months, you can expect them to be angry. Anger does not equate that whatever risks you fear. As such, if you're not able to process this anger and these risks and these fears, I need to speak to a lawyer. However, if you can deal with the anger, grow a pair, and trust in me, no lawyers are necessary. End of